from a young age, I always knew that. And once I got to high school, I moved to the Meadowview area.
Yeah.
And I can say that was a difficult transition as well, just moving like from one hood to another hood. It wasn't necessarily the same for me when I had came from, Valley High area into the Meadowview area. Because one thing I couldn't say that I really realized is like the politics was a lot deeper when I moved to Meadowview, because that's like been a gang area for longer
years,
than
yeah.
for years. So moving into that area, I had to really realize like if I'm gonna be different from a lot of my peers. I got to stand on, a lot of the principles and morals that I personally believe in compared to, what everybody else got going on. So, it definitely was a challenging experience. I didn't play no sports like that growing up. My first time playing sports was like my freshman year of high school. I did football. Yeah. And that kept me out of trouble a lot too, for the simple fact that, you got to be a student athlete first. You can't be an athlete if you're not a
grades
student.
not right. They're going to get you up out of there.
Yeah. So, that was one thing that definitely was, interesting for me in terms of, trying to figure out who I was, man. But it was a lot growing up, It definitely was a lot growing up. So, I'm still growing, still learning as I go. I'm just trying to turn my environment and make my community a lot better than what it is.
Absolutely.
And, inspire the youth. So
absolutely. And you can see that with just everything that you be doing day to day. I know you, we met like, summer going into first year at college. And just even then, like just knowing you and seeing how you talk, like you could just, like you said, like you was just always different. Your mentality was different from a lot of people, and just the experiences that you had growing up, what was it that sparked that mentality? What was it that sparked that thought process? And going and like grinding and everything like that, what was it?
I definitely could say, man, what sparked that state of mind was like I never had anything I ever desired. So like growing up in a single parent household messed with me like mentally. I was always trying to figure out like why my mom acted and reacted the way she did. I had siblings on my dad's side that it was like being in and out, like I ran out of contact with my family, my sisters and stuff like that. So I'm not bumping into them, or I'm not seeing my sisters and you feel me, until I actually bump into them in public and stuff like that. So it was a lot of things that was like not normal to deal with day to day that made me be like, not feel bad for myself, but in a sense, just have faith. Like, have faith that things could be different. Have faith that, you could live a life where you will have this one day. And you will, even though you don't have it now and that you was born into a certain situation, have faith that, you could have the things that you really desire in life if, if you decide to take control of what you go through. So, I was young with that type of mentality. I didn't have nothing that I desired, and I knew I wanted to attain that one day for me and my family. So that's the only thing that keep me pushing for, that most part.
I feel you on that, brother, because, growing up, like, my parents was together until literally, like, my first day of 8th grade year. You know what I'm saying? They split, they divorced and everything like that. So switching from a 2-parent household to that 1-parent household, the dynamic completely switches. So I feel you like, like now, like you said, like my mom's starting to react to certain stuff for a certain way, but there's stuff that she might be dealing with that she's not bringing to my attention because I'm supposed to be staying in the kid's role. Like, you know what I mean? So
and it play a part, man, for you trying to grow up, man, and not knowing how to deal with that, not knowing how to cope with it or any of that. Your parents not coming to you to even tell you half of what's going on.
Exactly.
You feel me? So,
exactly.
For the most part, when your mind racing as a kid, like I said, I mean, my biggest thing was just staying out of trouble because I knew like that was the easiest thing to do. So if I could, minimize that to an extent, then I should have been, all right. My life would be all right, But,
nah, for sure. So you barbing, man. You cut hair. You got skills. For those watching the video, you see me, man. I got mine like 2 days ago. It looked like I just got it 5 minutes ago before you walked in here, man. But did barbing help with that at all? Like cutting hair and everything like that? Like what got you on that journey for like being a barber and honing in on your craft and taking it as serious as you do? Because you in the shop every day. You know what I mean?
Working. I could definitely say like my barbering, man, it's still funny. Like people ask me all the time, like, how did I start barbering? And I tell people for like straight up, man, we couldn't afford it. Like my mama wasn't doing it because I had a little brother as well, and we years apart. You feel me? And so walking on Mac Road, it was cool for me to do it. You feel me? But he's 4 years younger, so he's not walking as well. But that was what was going on in the house, and then like for me in my own world, I wasn't going to school with no haircut like that. Like first day of school, raggedy. Coming back from breaks, raggedy, toe up. So I'm always having to defend myself on why my hair not cut. You feel me? Why my hair not
Gotta
cut?
Go explain to people.
Roasting with
they
people
roasting,
and all that.
Yep.
You feel me? It wasn't no bullying or nothing like that. It's just being a kid. And as a kid, I did desire to have my hair cut, but black parents. My mama did cosmetology school growing up, so for her, she was like, instead of me spending money for you to learn to go get your hair cut, I'll buy you a pair of cheap clippers, and you do that. And so for the most part, that's how it originally started. And then she taught me how to just do straight even, like an all even haircut, and then I was just lining myself up for the most part, figuring that out, and I was practicing on my little brother, and then not realizing like over time, man, I just kept cutting, kept cutting. Like I just needed to get my hair cut, so I always kept up with it. But over the time, I think like by the time I got to middle school, 360 Jeezy was like on YouTube, and he was barely starting out, so I was messing with that heavily. So I could say I was like a visual learning with that growing up, and then it was just $1 in the dream for real. I ran with it. It's very productive. It's very lucrative now. I can definitely say one thing I can't say is like that's my God-given talent. I tried to run away from it, and God keep putting it back in my face, putting it back in my face. So I definitely like to utilize that to share that with others, to help others realize their talent, and help share my talent, amongst others, because some people don't get the best haircut that they can get, or some people are not getting the best experience that they can get. So I like to be able to, like I said, this is years and years of experience. I've been doing this since I was like 10 years old. So for the most part, it's definitely about keep selling that experience. People been coming from years, so they got years of ratings, years of things to say about me. You feel me? So I want to keep that as relevant as possible, and keep that as positive as possible.
Gotcha. And one thing I can attest to, man, I seen you cutting hair. It's 5, 6, 7 people in there, and then you back to back, like just one by one, just knocking them down, getting up out of there, and then got them looking fresher than what they walked into.
That's
you know what I mean? And then fast forward now, you in the shop. You got your website that you booked on and everything like that. I be trying to book everything booked up, man. Everything closed off. So
it get like that sometimes. And I appreciate all my people who out there listening, man. I appreciate those who book with me, man.
Absolutely, man. Like, so just talk about that journey. Like, what were some of the keys that helped you stay down and stay disciplined through your journey and helped you success? And also, like, just you just recently graduated college. You're an alumni. So just talk about for some of the people who's trying to juggle that, work life or chasing their goals and still going to school. What was some of the stuff like day to day that helped you just stay disciplined and stay focused on what you had to do?
Man, day to day, you gotta have like that realization with yourself. First of all, I can say like you're not gonna make no progress, or you're not gonna think you're making progression until you really realize what it is you trying to accomplish, what it is you want to do, and who it is that you want to be. So it was a period of time where I was trying to figure that out. Like, you feel me? Self-sabotage is something that a lot of people fail to acknowledge that they deal with. You feel me? Like, I don't have enough confidence, or I don't have enough self-esteem to lift myself up, to build myself up, to push myself to keep going. You feel me? I get that steam from, like, a lot of people operate on that sense. So I had to really find out, how do I build my own drive? How do I build that in terms of, okay, if I know I need to lock in, or I know I need to stay disciplined, how do I click that switch on and stay right there? You feel me? So man, I was working a job, Planet Fitness, and at this point in my life, I didn't have much going for me. I was dead broke. Roommates at the time, living check to check, eating with whoever, family cooking meals. You know, I'm penny pinching at the time, but you know, like I said, I was coming to that realization, like, you know, this is not a life I want to be living out here in California. This is an expensive state, so you know, you got to pay to play, and you got to, you know, pay to keep up. So once I started realizing, like, you know, this is not the type of person I am. This is not the type of individual I want to be. You know, I started looking in the mirror. And once I looked in the mirror, like I said, man, I started trying to actually figure out who it is that I want to be. And I ask myself that every day, man, who do I want to be? Who do I want to be? And I realized a couple of weeks, like, after it hit me, it's like, you know, you got to, the person that you looking in the mirror is the individual you want to be when you looking for it. And like when you 50 and 60, that's the individual you looking at. You're not looking at the individual you is right now. You looking at the individual you trying to become. You feel me? So once that clicked for me, a lot of things started, you know, resonating with me. The discipline, wanting stability, mastering my priorities, all of that, you know, stem from the morals that you have and set for yourself, and you got to believe that, you know, like I said, that's just the most important thing is, you know, believing in yourself, taking that initiative to believe in yourself and what you got going on, and that'll help you make that jump and that leap in trying to manage your time, manage school, manage workload, and all of that. And one thing I can say too is it's not gonna come easy. You know, nothing comes overnight. I haven't met too many overnight successes, and anybody who does have a great success story, they tell you, like, I failed time and time and time and time and time again until it started to click. And then once it clicked, I stayed consistent. I did this, I did that. Like, everybody who has great success stories share like the same characteristic traits. You feel me? And one of the biggest things that I did learn was like sacrifice. A lot of people don't want to give up something to get something back in return. And for me, I had to give up, you know, a lot of the things that kept me happy for a period of time. I had to give up a lot of the things that I thought kept me happy. You feel me? Being in love, hanging out with friends, smoking. It's a plethora of things that I could say, like, you know, mentally I thought, you know, satisfied me, but, you know, physically and emotionally it wasn't never hitting that part. So once I realized, like, you feel me, my priorities are not within nobody else, it's within myself. At the end of the day, when I go back home and I analyze and I, you know, reassess my situation and what I'm going through, it don't got nothing to do with them or anybody else. Most of the problems stem from the fact that I haven't been holding myself accountable to the things that I've been going through, and the actions and the activities that I want to take part in, or because I don't believe in myself and I'm not taking the necessary steps to ensure that I'm staying mentally, emotionally, and physically disciplined to, you know, carrying out what I believe in. So I sacrificed time, and I could say, like, that was the biggest thing, man. You can't be young, sleeping a lot, and you know, playing the game. It's, you know, it's a lot of things, man. But like I said, like, sacrifice is like one of the biggest things that helped me, you know, come out of that space where I was being lost into it. Moved me into a space where I was found, and, you know, it moved me into a place or a sense of belonging where now I can make the right moves in terms of, okay, I know I'm like mentally, physically, emotionally set now, and I have my priorities straight. I have this right. So now it's like being in square one. You can actually feel good about going about life. You feel me? I couldn't even think about being a student when I was dealing with all that. You feel me? So once I was able to, you know, get in square one and be intact with myself and be cool with what I got and what's aligned with me and what I believe in, I was able to be successful in school. I was able to put my time into this. I was able to manage things a lot better just because I felt better about my personal well-being. You feel me? I wasn't letting it be driven by other people who, you know, was around me. I wasn't letting it be driven by drugs. I wasn't letting it be driven by, you know, any outside or distracting contributors, you know, that's going to apply to that. You feel me? So for the most part, like, sacrifice was like one of the biggest things that, you know, was like stamped onto me. You got to let go some of the things that, you know, you do, you know, have that reenactment with yourself, and you know, move forward from there. So accountability and like sacrifice is like the two biggest traits I can say that helped me get through those spaces and things of that nature for sure.
Now another thing that I could just attest to that, like, you know, like just speaking from personal experience, like I was one of those people who was taking short-term satisfaction and trying to find instant gratification instead of, you know, like you said, holding myself accountable and, you know, really putting in the groundwork and building the foundation for who I was trying to become and what I was trying to do later on, you know. And when you in that, when you don't have that right mentality, you don't realize how easy it is to fall into those distractions, especially when it's, you know, like going back to growing up, like it's all around you. You think it's normal, like, you know what I mean? Like you see, there's certain stuff that you see growing up and certain stuff that you do that you don't even blink twice at it because, you know, everybody around you, it's all that you see. You know, you have family members doing it, you got homies that's doing it. You know what I mean? So just definitely, man, like, you know, just even for me, like just fixing that mentality right now, and like realizing now that I'm nowhere near where I want to be, like, you know what I mean? So, but I know now that I'm taking the steps to become that. You know what I mean?
And that's like the biggest thing right there is like, if you know you great and you know you want to be great, but you fail to do so, why don't you take accountability? It's like I said, it's just like looking in the mirror. If you saying it to yourself and you writing it to yourself and you mentally thinking this to yourself, but you're not doing it, you're not applying the things that's gonna really make you happy and bring you the real. Like I say that too. Like it show you that realness too, that realism. When you living in that world, you're not seeing that, bro. You blind to it. You feel me?
That's a fact.
But when you stepping into everything that's aligned with you and what you want to do and what you got going on, life gonna hit you. Life gonna put you in predicaments where it's gonna retract you from being successful. But how consistent and how bad do you want it? How bad do you believe in yourself? And once you get there, you know, that's a great place and a great state of mind to, you know.
Nah, man, one thing I do got to give you your flowers on, man, is just, like I said, like, you know, I was there when you was cutting in the garage, man. And that's, I almost slipped up, you feel me? I told you to slip up earlier. My fault, y'all. Don't shut the show down, please. But, nah, like, just seeing you in the garage, man, and just seeing the growth, like, your work ethic is second to none. You know what I mean?
I
like, just,
that,
no worries, man, and like that, like, just segueing like from the work ethic, like it just shows. Like I was watching one of your vlogs on your page. You was getting the interview and you said everybody could get their haircut, you know, but what sets you apart as a barber is you can sell your experience to everyone else. You know what I mean? And just even just before I get my cut, when I walk in, like I see you interacting with everybody. I see you taking the time to getting to know people, have conversation, you know, build that one-on-one connection with them, so where it's more than just a haircut, man. It's like, you know, therapy for some people. You know, what sparked that? Like, what made you really want to set yourself apart, and what made you, you know, like really hone into that? Like, you know, everybody can get their haircut, man, but you know, there's a haircut and then there's getting your haircut by Kev.Cino. You know what I mean? Like, what made you want to set that difference and set that tone and set yourself apart?
I could say like, well, starting from the garage, I could say like my professionalism was never there. I was just hustling, like thugging for real. So everything I was doing at that point was just whatever to get a quick dollar. So, you know, the back-to-back cuts, that's where I was learning on, you know, how to master my time, how to do this, do that, and, you know, be productive in terms of, okay, when somebody here, how fast can I get their haircut, get them done, and we could be kicking it, you feel me? Like, my professionalism wasn't there, so once I realized, like, and then like I said, from me growing up, I always knew I was different. I was always cool with everybody. I was always, you feel me? I just wasn't into what everybody else was into, which is games, politics, all this other stuff. Like, you feel me? It's cool, but like me, I seen myself bigger than that. You feel me? And I know I was always bigger than that. So I could say like I always knew like my characteristics was right, my traits was there. I always knew like, you know, I was good in, you feel me, expressing myself and things of that nature. So I always knew that was there. But, you know, being in the garage, like I said, the professionalism was like so tuned into my environment, you don't think about it. So when I'm doing haircuts, I'm cutting no gloves, I'm cutting, we talking about all type of, we drama, messy, smoking. Like, it's just a thing, a lot of things that you do that you realize, like, okay, if this is what I'm doing
Mm-hmm.
and this is my environment, if I'm doing this, I know barbershops are already doing this. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
It may be 10 times worse. You feel me? Because
Yeah.
sometimes some people aren't following regulations and what the
Mm-hmm.
board requires and things of that nature. But I just knew that if I really wanted to set myself apart with this barber game, I already knew how to cut. I already knew how to do. I've been doing this for so long. The only thing that literally could have set me apart from somebody else was my experience. Like you
Mm-hmm.
said, why was somebody gonna come to me compared to coming to you,
Yeah.
bro? Is because I'm cool. I didn't did
Mm-hmm.
this. I didn't did that. I didn't had this. I didn't like my resume is so good and
Yeah.
it's so versatile and unique that people want to get in tune with that. People want to get in line with that. People want that as a part of their experience. You feel
Uh-huh.
me? It's the
Mm-hmm.
same thing with anybody you shop with. It's a reason you shop with Apple. It's a
Yeah.
reason you shop with this. It's a reason you shop with that. It's because they give you probably everything that you need. You feel
Mm-hmm.
me? You pay for that, whatever you feel me, that satisfies you.
Yeah.
For me, like I said, that experience is what satisfies me. I want to know that when you leave here, and some people, I don't care about people cheating and going to go find other barbers. I don't care. I literally don't, because you gonna go. You gotta figure out where home is
Yeah.
and what home is to you and what that
Mm-hmm.
look like to you.
Mm-hmm.
What experience suits you better.
Yeah.
So I don't never do that. My biggest thing is trying to sell you the best experience. That way, when
Mm-hmm.
you go compare that experience to somebody else, you gonna yeah, and then on top of
No.
that, he
Yeah.
cut better too.
Yeah.
Let me
Yeah.
just go. Let me just go
No,
where
that's a
home is.
fact.
You feel me? Let me just go where home is, and then like I said, like for me, I'm black and I want to uplift my community. I love to see anybody who comes sit in my chair, bro. Any opportunity that I know I can provide for you, I'm gonna give it to you.
Got you.
Any opportunity that you could provide for me, bro, I want you to do the same thing for me,
Mm-hmm.
bro. Provide it for me, point me in the right direction. I
Mm-hmm.
want to be able to mentor, guidance, financial advise, all of that.
Got you.
Consultations and things of that nature. Like I said, man, for me, it's just much more than doing a haircut. I tried to run from that already,
Mm-hmm.
and that goes with me getting in tune with like getting my degree and finishing high school and doing all the things that a lot of my peers didn't do. You feel
Mm-hmm.
me? And just use that to my advantage for real.
Got you. Now, speaking of like uplifting the community, you said that you was part of IYT. For the people that don't know, just go into a little bit of detail of what that is. What exactly do you do? And if somebody wants to get a part of it, how would they join, man? How would they what would they need to do?
All right, so IYT acronym stands for Improve Your Tomorrow. It's a nonprofit organization that focuses on getting young men of color to and through college and making sure they graduate as well.
Mm-hmm.
So they have all different type of pipelines from in terms because it's at 3 levels. It's elementary, high school, and then they have college level. So
Okay.
you're able to get this advising from when you're actually in the 7th grade all the way until you graduate from college. So I am a success story of that. I joined the program when I think it was like the 3rd year that they started, which was like 2016 at Luther Burbank. So they started in 2013 at Valley High with like 17 brothers,
Mm-hmm.
and now they're about probably at about like 45 schools with about like
Yeah.
10,000 young men of color who is actually a
Mm-hmm.
part of this program, taking part, and that's just in terms of like the high school program. That's not including uh, the elementary and the college program as well.
Yeah.
So it's definitely a nonprofit organization that is growing and it will continue to grow. I can't say this was like one of the best organizations on campus that was like hands on in terms of trying to you know help get me to a place I never been type. You feel me? It was like BSU, Black Student Union, and all that stuff on campus, but like IYT was the only program in my sense that was on campus 5 days a week, and they was pulling you out 3 days a week. You feel me? You feel me? Stay on track with you, check your progress, making sure you're on track with whatever you need to in terms of graduation, making sure you feel me? Just making sure you on track with everything you need to be doing as a young male in that community where it's so easy to get lost and so easy to be misguided and things like that. So I could say they were just so hands on with making sure I wasn't going off route. You feel me? And that's the biggest thing that a lot of people or a lot of young men in my community don't have. We don't have male figures. We don't have male role models. We don't have father figures. We don't have this. And the thing that we fail to do is we fail to acknowledge that we want that. It's a prideful thing to say. Like, yeah, I would love for a male to, you feel me, come and show me and guide me on how to be a man or how to be a better man. You know, pride is like at an all-time high nowadays. And for me, like, I never had that, bro. I was, like I said, I desired it so much that it made me want to listen. It made me want to listen from those who actually knew what they was talking about. Like, you know, anybody could tell you anything for real, and that's on you to choose who you listen to and things of that nature. But like I said, man, I just knew I was better than that. I knew I was better than not to be a young person who was, you feel me, you too egocentric to not hear what an older person. He been on Earth longer than you. You feel me? If somebody been on Earth longer than you, listen to what they got to tell you. Because 9 times out of 10, it's how you take it. You know, perception is everything. Somebody could be telling you something, and you like, oh, bro, like, oh, don't do this with you. And you could be like, okay, he did that. Okay, maybe I could just do it. Whatever we'll do. You feel me? I'm the type like, you did that. I'm never doing that. But it's the learning experience for me, bro. Like, people can tell you, it's just how you take it. It's your perception of things for me. And my perception was always different, bro. Like I said, man, the worst thing to do is be black and be dead or in jail and be a statistic. Because that's what we already here to do. You feel me? And a lot of things, too, is like, you know, I like the fact that, you know, and that's why I try to stay in tune with this community stuff, bro, is because a lot of people don't want to rewrite history. You know, our advocates that we grew up going on, Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, like all those greats who took the initiative to stand up behind our race. When is it going to happen again? When are we going to have the next individual who's going, I had a dream, I had this, who's going to be the next to step up? I feel like I still have that mindset, you feel me? So I want to go about things in that nature. I want other black people to think about things in that nature. Like, nigga, my bad, y'all, don't
you chilling, bro. You chilling.
I want other people to, you know, go about that in a sense where, yes, we black and we have to uplift each other. You feel me? We have to stay together. We have to work together. We have to be, or we have to have a better sense of us. You feel me? In terms of our community. If we want to be better, if we want to grow, if we want to do this, and you know, that's what I want to try to stay in tune now. So IYT allows me to, you know, give some mentoring and some guidance to youth amongst these campuses where I'm able to cut their hair at like the pop-up events we host on Friday or Saturday nights at the IYT Community Center. That's on 1901 Royal Oaks Drive. So IYT got a lot to offer, man. It's definitely a program that saved my life. So if you do have a young male of color, if you have kids, cousins, anything of that nature who in 7th grade and you know, they do need that guidance or things of that nature all the way up until you graduate college. Or if you a young male of color who go to a campus or a school around in the surrounding area, you can also go to or tap in with me, and I can send you, you know, information on how to, you know, sign up for these schools or anything of that nature. But 9 times out of 10, man, you just got to walk onto the campus and ask about Improve Your Tomorrow, and it should be there, and they should point you to that direction. So, like I said, it was a hands-on program that definitely benefited me, and it helped me get to the point where I am today. When it was times I've been in trouble, man, and I went to IYT. It's times I've been lost, and I went to IYT. It's times I've been, you know, financially struggling, and I've been to IYT. You know, so one thing I can say, man, is if you drowning, brother, they'll throw you a life jacket.
Got you. So, no, shouts out to IYT, man, doing big things, man, and just, you know, even for like just segueing into the next conversation before we still got a little bit of time. You know, just when you were part of that program and you speaking to that next generation and you know what it's like to be in their shoes, what is it, especially being so young, man, like just what advice are you giving them, man? Like what game are you trying to throw on them to, you know, just have some of the experiences that you went through, you don't want them to go through that, man. Like, you know what I mean? So what is it that you really telling them? What is it that you really trying to just spark in their brain to where the best
game I can give to the youth, man, is make your own decisions. Like peer pressure is at an all-time high,
man.
bro.
It's
like,
crazy. It's crazy.
So many kids won't even make their own decisions for like
for
I said,
themselves.
man. Like I was so young, and I knew, like I said, I knew I was different because I just believed in stuff that I believed in. I didn't care how you felt about it. We could argue all day. We could argue all day. Literally, I'm willing to go there with you because I stand on what I believe in. I never was the type to jump ship, anything of that nature, bro. A lot of these kids, man, just need to have a great understanding of what's real. Social media plays a big part in that now. A lot of these kids aren't realizing or not understanding that, some of the things that people do have or some of the things that people have attained, it's not going to work for you.
Yeah.
What worked for others is not going to work for you, and another thing I'm pushing too for the youth, man, is to have a dream. Have a dream still. A lot of kids grow up not, mesmerized or, embracing wanting to be anything. I can't recall necessarily what I wanted to be as a kid. But, I know as a kid on that paper, I was probably putting like a president or an NBA player or something in that sense. Kid, I'm not sure if they do that no more. I'm not sure if these, are in tune with.
It's probably a streamer.
Yeah, you
right
feel me?
now.
Like, and it could be any of that. It's a plethora of things that a lot of kids need to, be in tune with having a dream and believing in. But, unfortunately, our environment and our society is set up where, okay, if you black and you come from a piss poor environment, or you come from an environment that's not necessarily out of class or a state of mind where you gonna succeed and get up out of, you gonna either rap, you gonna sell drugs, you gonna drop out, you're not gonna give yourself a chance to go to college. You're gonna do a lot of things that your environment is just set out for you to do.
Traps.
When I was going to high school, and I was going to Burbank, class of 2018. I was going to high school, and literally all of my friends that year was not even applying for college, not even, you feel me? And that's what made me like,
what do you like?
I'm about to go apply for every college there is, bro. I'm about to go apply for all the CSUs. I'm about to go apply for whatever UCs I'm eligible for. I'm applying to all the JC. I'm like, bro, did you apply to JC? Like, bro, I'm done. I'm hanging it. You're crazy. You're done after high school? I swear, bro. Like,
you're not thinking of trading school?
Man, I had my best experience going out into the world and figuring out what's there out there for me. You feel me? I had my best experiences doing that. All because I dreamed. All because I had faith. All because I believed in something other than what my society and what my environment has out for me. If you don't have a dream, or if you don't have nothing that's gonna motivate you to, Sacramento is gonna put the dome right over your cap, man, and it's gonna leave you right here. And when you sitting there asking yourself later on down the line, 40, 30 years old, man, like, I get up out of here, it's done. It's a wrap, bro.
It's a wrap, man. It's too late.
You lost your youth years. You lost your faith, your motivation. You're not in tune with none of that no more. If it's hard for you to find that when you they say like when you 23 to 30, like that's the most difficult time frame of like I said, man, self sabotage, people not knowing how to identify themselves. You feel me? That's the most difficult time of doing that. So if you going beyond 30 and you still thinking about that, I'm sorry, bro, hang it up. I'm sorry, bro, hang it up, man. It's a young man's world, and some of these young cats out here who some of them is hit to what I'm on. You feel me? A lot of people don't like being like I said, man. You come from a poor environment. Who wants to be subject to that their whole life? You feel me? I didn't want to be subject to that. I know I got to take risks. I know I have to work. I know I have to do this. I know I have to do certain things in order to be successful. If I want that to happen, if I want that to pan out for me, it's not. If I don't put in no leg work, it's not gonna happen. You don't reap that. You don't reap what you owe if you don't put in no. You feel me?
Yeah.
I'm cool off that. I know I got to move with my best foot for it and my best intent for it. So that's my goal for the youth. When I'm coming to holler at you, I want you to have a dream. I want you to be better than what you was yesterday. I want you to make history. You know, not be a part of it. Make history. You gotta rewrite it or it repeats itself. You feel me?
Exactly.
So that's like my biggest focus with the youth for real.
Another thing too is whatever your dreams is, whatever your goals is, man. Like you say, you listening to the blueprint right here, man. You listening to somebody who's been in your shoes and had the same experiences that you might be going through right now, you know. So chase your dreams, chase your goals, whatever it might be. You know what I mean? Even if people is laughing at you and you know people making fun of you or whatever. You keep chasing your dreams, chasing your goals, you're going to see that story flip. It's going to go from laughs to them same people asking you for handouts, same people asking you for favors, same people asking you for this and that, you know, to help better their situation because they weren't taking their craft as serious as you did. You know what I mean? So just stick to it, man. Put one foot in front of the other, strap your boots on, and get to work, man. You know what I mean? It ain't no time like the present.
Yeah, it definitely ain't no time like the present, man. And that's a quote that's going around a lot this year, man. Be where your feet are. You feel me? If your feet right up under you, you need to be there. Focus on, you know, being exactly where you at and prioritizing that and mastering that. Like I said earlier, you know, nothing is overnight. Long as you making progress and you moving in the right direction and you'll see it over time. You'll see your mindset change, things about you change. Your peers gonna feel about you different and you'll see it. But you don't wanna be that percentile that didn't take the initiative to sit there and, you know, focus on you. Put you first. Do the things that you want to do in life so you can actually, you know, have some of your desires, attain some of your desires out of life. Because a lot of people don't get the opportunity to just attain what you desire. Some people have to work constantly and do all types to get what they desire. And man, you want to be able to get what you desire from doing exactly what you're supposed to do in life. You know, handle your priorities, do what you're, just like I said, man, do everything you know you're supposed to do, and God will give you everything that you need to be successful. You feel me? Make the right choices. Don't make irrational decisions, and you know, rock with you. And like I said, man, come to that realization with yourself, man. Being transparent, acknowledging what you're going through, and making sacrifices is gonna point you in a direction. If you can't find nobody to point it to you, I just pointed it to you. So lock in with yourself and do the following, and it's gonna click.
Before we get out of here, man, just for anybody who's, you know, new to the scene or just this their first time seeing you, what can they look forward to, man? What you got coming up, what you got on the way, what you working on, you know, and where can everybody find like just your social media and everything like that, man?
Yeah, man. So what y'all can look forward to is more episodes like this. You know, I'm definitely looking forward to, you know, branching this out, networking with this, promoting this a lot more from my guy. I definitely want to get more in tune with a lot of community events. If you guys don't know, like I said, I do pop-ups at schools. So if you go on my Instagram page and you follow me at Kev.Cino, you will be able to see when I have pop-ups coming around the city, when I am going to these schools and I'm doing speaking events. I do have partnerships and networks with IYT, and I have partnerships with like a lot of the barber cosmetology classes that are going on. So I will have a lot of demos coming out soon. I will have a lot of speakings where I come out, you know, and I, you know, put people on game and I share my experience a lot. And then another thing as well, I have a podcast on the way, and then just a lot more content, man, a lot more vlogs, and, you know, trying to put my stamp on the community for real. So all that's going to be going on. Like I said, you can follow me on IG at Kev.Cino. YouTube is Kev.Cino, and I'm Kevin Decker in real life, man. So if you ever see me, you know, you want to say something, I'm right there. You feel me? I'm an open book for, like I said, anybody in my complexion, man. I hope I get the chance to, you know, push you, or you get the chance to push me in a direction where we both win. You feel me? So like I said, that's what I focus on, is building relations with others, and y'all build that relation with me, man. It will be great. Appreciate it.
Absolutely, man. Just want to give you your flowers again. I appreciate you for,
appreciate
you know, just taking
bro.
the time out your day to, you know, come kick it with your boy, man. Come show some love and everything like that. Like I said, your work ethic is second to none, man. I've been seeing it from the ground up.
That's love.
You know, I want you to keep doing what you're doing. I wish you nothing but success, nothing but, you know, just get to the top.
Yeah,
you know what
love.
I mean?
And And one thing I can say for you, bro, is you've been beyond persistent with this. Like you know when you taking the right steps, because we didn't have all types of talks about, and when it pan out, it starts to pan out, man. So I appreciate you for, like I said, giving me the opportunity to, you know, be great, give me the opportunity to share this space with you, give me the opportunity to see how you work. You feel me?
Absolutely.
It's nothing better than, you know, us being black and uplifting and encouraging. You feel me? So. I praise you for that, brother. Thank you.
No worries, man. You know it's all love, man. For those that's tuning in, I appreciate y'all for tuning in to this episode. It's been Weekly Mission. Y'all can catch me next week, man. Thursday, 1 p.m. 1 p.m. You know, I'll be here same time, same day. Hope y'all have a good one, man. I hope y'all go to a weekend smooth. You know, and I'll catch y'all, man.
Yes, sir. That was lit. That was
lit,
like
man.
Genuine. Nigga, a whole hour.
That's how you do it, man.
Hey, that was lit.
That's how you do it.
I fucks with it.
Can I go through right here?
Crazy. You gotta see this right here. You
Yep.
gotta see me.
Yeah. No, I got you, bro. I got you, man. You know.
Right,
no, I got you, man.
That's love.
My dog right here, man.
I feel